Yeah, don't touch it. It
No,
looks good.
Daniel. God, you're worse than a kid. Leave it alone.
For those
My
of you
mother-
who don't know and have joined us
The
because we're
cycle
live,
can continue.
last week we spent like the first 10 minutes Daniel playing with his light button because he wasn't
He
happy
hits the
with the
button
lighting.
so fast.
Yeah,
There's
he
one
does.
color that looks great, and he goes right by it. We're like,
y'all,
Oh, Lord.
Dee, not as long as Kenny yet, but the two of you have known me long enough by now to know that pushing buttons is a particular skill set of mine. So
Yeah, it's true.
look at this brand new bottle of Jaeger that's screaming LDA podcast.
Listen, I got a bottle of whiskey in there that's screaming, "Drink me and get shit faced." Should I start already?
Yes, because I'm like you. I've had zero sleep.
Yes.
I'm looking to put myself down.
Oh, great.
Oh,
You
God.
both have sleep deprivation and you're both
Listen,
got huge bottles of whiskey. Yeah, this podcast is not going to end well tonight.
it might end on time or before that. Who knows? But it won't be late. That's for damn sure. Red,
Yeah.
I got the time today. Don't worry about it. We're gonna meet that.
Oh, I'm not worried about it being
Hi,
late.
JP.
Funny enough, once I get in gear, I hate
Uh-huh.
leaving. I hate it when it ends. So
Hey,
you ain't got to get out here early on
JP.
my
Hey,
account.
hey. All right, here you go, everybody.
Especially
cheers.
once I start tipping these
Cheers
shots.
to
Hold
you.
on.
Cheers
I'm working
to
on
me.
it. I'm working on it.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Cheers to you. Cheers to me.
Oh,
Cheers to all of you, but
that
three.
funky Jägermeister.
So, golly.
Put it
Hey,
in my
but
gut.
you know what? You know, I gotta say, remember how we were talking about the particular flavors of booze earlier, and some of them, like, you know,
Yes.
I gotta say, with as much as I hate how expensive it is, when it comes to the peach, that Jim Beam peach versus the Crown peach tastes way better. Jim Beam peach tastes like you took 7 saccharin tablets while drinking it.
Funny enough, out of all the, I told you I actually prefer the Evan Williams to the Crown, but out of all the peach whiskeys I've had, I'm going to have to say Jim was probably
The
and
worst.
I still like it. I mean, it's not awful, but it's probably my least favorite.
Yeah, the Jim peach is not great.
Now I'm going to do it, Daniel.
Yo.
So look at me now.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And that is the lowest rates. Oh, no. Okay. How's that?
Would you stop pushing buttons? What is wrong? I'm going to push a button that says end stream, and we're going to get your light right, and we're going to come back. Stop it. Okay. God damn.
So
Listen,
is this better or the first one?
This is like going to the eye doctor when they're like better one,
know.
better two, and you
I
can
know.
never figure it out.
I know.
But then they have better.
Well, you're not allowed to touch buttons. It's just me.
Daniel, stop it. All right, listen.
Tastes like chicken.
Okay, I had a weird question because I was gonna ask.
I got a weird
earlier.
answer.
All right, you could go down a rabbit hole watching any one artist, whether it's a band, particular musician, watching live videos of them for an entire day. Who would it be?
You go first, Daniel, because you guys know my answer. You know.
Is this narrowed to music only?
Oh, well, that's interesting.
That I was thinking music, but we could go down
Okay.
both alleys. Let's go down both alleys.
We'll define both. There's a lot of things I could watch all day.
I said
could watch
live performances of.
Oh, I could watch my wife all day.
I knew he was going to say
could
that.
too, I could
knew
too,
he was
but
gonna
like,
say
after
that.
a while,
I
you know,
did.
you need.
My
I'm
favorite
like, he's
thing.
going to say Jocelyn.
Okay,
My favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that's boring. I said
Okay.
Music.
Let's
Music.
say
Let me
go
think.
down the rabbit hole of YouTube videos.
YouTube videos for a day. Rabbit hole. One particular artist. Who is it?
Is this somebody? Is this? Well, wait a minute now. Is this something that I'm not familiar with and I'm learning, or somebody I love and I'm just watching for the fuck of it?
Just
Doesn't matter.
Like for me today, I went down a rabbit hole, and I could see myself spending an entire day watching live performances of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I've done that.
Okay, so that like when I'm saying like one artist you'd watch the whole day live performances or whatever it is, might be concert performances of that group or whatever it is, but one musical artist you could spend a whole day just being sucked into that and watching it all day.
Ooh, I hope I never mind.
You hope you're sucked into it. I heard that. Stop it. Is it time? Did we go far enough yet where we get dirty? Yeah, we're past 5 minutes. All right, we're good.
Yeah, trust me, I checked at it. I looked at the clock before I said anything.
Ram it up the poop chute. Cornhole.
Jeez. All right, Daniel. So did like I never heard of Ram It Up the Poop Shoot as a group, but if you want to watch them all day,
That's
go
Zappa.
Oh, dude. Oh God.
Oh,
Listen. Oh,
I didn't know either, Kenny.
Yeah, no, actually, now that he says it, I do because I was not thinking of Frank Zappa.
Fuck. Ram it up your poop chute.
He's got a song called Truck. He's got a song called Truck Driver Divorce on an album called Them or Us.
Oh Lord!
And it is the weirdest shit ever with the most amazing guitar work in the middle of it.
So like, is that Daniel's answer, Frank Zappa?
I don't know.
Watching that all day.
I don't think he could listen to Frank Zappa all day. I think he'd mind melt after like 3 hours.
Yeah. Zappa's good in doses, man.
He is one of the most under-known artists, and everybody heard him, but they don't know they heard him because if you ever watch The Simpsons, Frank Zappa composed the music for The Simpsons.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right?
I mean, anybody who has a daughter named
Moon Unit, and sons named Dweezil and Ahmet.
Yeah.
Dweezil and Ahmet.
They're kind of woohoo. Anyway.
Yep. Hey, Paris.
Hi, Paris.
JP's here. Paris is here.
That's a hard question for me to answer, Kenny, because as a musician myself, not only have I been a part of so many shows, I'm a fan of so many different forms of music and so many different bands and musicians, but I don't know. I like variety, man. I would be hard pressed to find anybody, even some of my favorites that I would listen to all day without breaking it up with something else. I mean, they're like, I could sit and watch fucking now. Let's see, this also depends. It's a different kind of appreciation. I could sit and watch Victor Wooten play bass all day.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
But as far as music that I'm taking, but that's as a bass player, like the guitar,
that's the same thing for me
all day or something.
That's obviously the same thing for me because I'm a guitar guy first and a bass player second. Guitar guy primarily, and I play bass because it's easier. Let's just like guitar is fucking not that easy. Okay, it's not. I hate to say it. But when you have
a hornet's nest with me, there's nothing easier about bass if you're playing it right.
Right
now, if you're playing bass with the mindset of a guitar player, I can see how you think that. But
when you're you
can always tell a guitar player when he's playing bass.
When you're doing guitar work, if you're in a band with one guitar and one bass, the guitar work, I'm good at rhythm. Right. I'm really good at rhythm. That's why I make a decent bass player, right? Because I'm good at rhythm. The solo shit goes out over my head.
Right.
And so that's the part that I didn't like because I'm not that good at that part, but I'm good at the rhythm. Victor Wooten would be definitely a bass player. I was trying to think if there'd be another bass player that I could watch all day. I mean, I don't know if there's enough videos from Jocko to watch all day.
Oh, dude, that little kid, Gav Delano, and it's not only is he awesome, the joy he plays with. I can sit and watch that kid. I mean, it actually kind of makes me feel a little weird about myself because I want to sit and watch the smile on this little chubby kid's face while he plays bass all day. But it is what it is. I love watching that kid play. And he's, for what is he, 11? He's like a prodigy. I mean, I still know better bass players. I mean, there's some absolute dogs out there, but he's gonna be an elite bass player. But for where he's at in his career, just watching just the joy he has when he plays, man. I can watch that kid play all day. Yeah. Make me smile.
God.
What's up, madam? What's up, cuz? What's up, Paris? What's up, JP?
Trying to think if there's anybody else
besides
Steve Ray that I'd watch. Who would it be for you? D, and we know who it is, but make it not so obvious. Go ahead.
Okay. This is gonna be and everybody who's in our little Discord group that are the core people, they're gonna laugh at my next question because they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that's typical her." Can I name 2?
Go ahead.
Okay.
And I know who they are.
Okay.
Gearhart,
And
Hold
Struggle.
on. Let me answer.
but that's lust, not music. I'm picking. Go ahead.
Right?
Did I freeze?
I
it?
want to say it would be Struggle Jennings, but I'm also going to include State of Mind, Jay Gearhart, because I want to interview him when I get my 1,000 subscribers. So I don't want, if he, just in case he's watching, because we know sometimes
First
he
off,
watches
Jay,
stuff.
2 middle fingers if you're watching.
4. Give him 6.
Anyway,
Okay.
I don't want him going, oh, well, now she wants Struggle and she doesn't like me anymore. No, that is not true. I would watch Struggle for, I would watch you both for eye candy and your music.
So I have spoken to him a few times in Discord after we did some reactions. So I tell him he needs to come
Join the
you.
podcast.
I mean, come see you.
Can you imagine if he was on this podcast and you guys didn't tell me and I came in and he was here? Holy fucking shit.
Oh God, don't go there. Don't go there. I thought Demon Jones was fucking J-Man. Jesus Christ.
Really? We accused Demon Jones of being a fucking peanut butter molester.
We thought Demon Jones was in
man?
North Carolina licking peanut butter.
But in your defense, we have
They
an
look the
amazing
same.
man in our Discord group who looks exactly like Demon Jones. And their little picture thingies are very similar.
Yep. The only thing that made me feel better about just errantly dismissing Demon Jones from this place because I thought it was J-Man was Ari actually reached out to him and told him
it was my birthday.
Right, and told him what was up. Why we thought he was
somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, so and he apparently found that funny. So at least
right.
he got
I'm like, dude, he uses your icon on the picture. Okay, like let's.
J-Man needs to put a peanut butter jar on his.
Yeah.
Listen, J-Man, we're gonna call you Jiff from now on.
Is it Jiff or Skippy?
Well, I don't know. He can define it for himself.
Jiff.
I don't know.
Think it is Jiff.
I think he's Jiff. Jiff Creamy.
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I eat Jiff and it was Skippy. I don't know. It was opposite of what I eat.
I eat Skippy. I eat Skippy and his was Jiff, I think. So
yeah.
Jiff
now,
around here.
Skippy,
for those of you who don't know, one night we were in a live. I think it was the live part. We weren't in Discord yet. And it was the one night that we were in a live with I was not feeling well. And I was like, hey guys, I'm going to go. I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go to bed. Literally 5 minutes and 35 seconds after I left, because I went back and watched the video and I timed it. 5 minutes and 35 seconds after I left the live, Jay Gearhart popped in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We pals. What's up? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Right.
What's funny is I didn't realize he was there for the longest time. I didn't realize he was there for the longest time.
I heard all about it the next day from Daniel.
Wait a minute.
You came into the live last night right after you left.
Ha ha ha.
Of course, because I didn't get to meet him.
But look at it this way. Now, had you been here, see, now that you know he's been in there, you'll be somewhat mentally prepared if he comes back. It won't be like it won't be like a me in church situation where I fucking drop my panties and bend over. I mean,
yeah. See,
you know
if I wouldn't have known and I would have seen that, yeah, you're right. You are right about that. My shirt. Well, not on live.
I'll be honest. But I'll be honest. I've had you know, because you've seen my channel before. I've had the experience of having a couple people New Breed and Jesse Howard came out, and I had G Moski, who's a phenomenal rapper. Not for everybody, but like old school Eminem, fucking say whatever the fuck and make you go, what the fuck did he just say? Rapper. He came out, and I gotta tell you, I had I had another reactor who had like 250,000 subs hit me up during one of my
John
lives,
Boy.
and I lost my shit. And that my wife was like, "Oh
Right.
my god, it's him!" And I'm like, and then I was thinking, you know how fucking fangirly I'd be if Upchurch came into one of the lives? Like,
Right.
I would lose my
And
shit. Or
I'm still
Yellow
mad at
Wolf or Tom
myself because
McDonald.
in my travels, I've gotten to meet and hang with some people, man, and
Right.
I've never been that guy. I
But
don't
we
know
would,
why.
but we would, we
Church
would,
came in
we
and
would lose it.
we've even had people come into live streams,
Hey,
man.
Stacy.
From Mr. L. Boyd to Just in Time, all these motherfuckers, and for some reason, Church walks in and my bladder empties, and I'm like,
Oh,
the
God.
fuck, man.
All right.
I was like Carol was when she was 13 years old, swooning over Tommy Lee. I don't remember that shit, though.
I just watched a documentary on them. Tommy Lee was with Motley Crue.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have. Well, it's a Roku channel, so unless you have a Roku TV, maybe not. But they've got this show called Famous and Infamous,
Right.
and it's kind of like behind the music, but it's. And this last weekend they had one on Motley Crue, and I watched it because I had never seen it. And Tommy Lee Jones was with Motley Crue, right?
Tommy Lee, not Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Carol remembers.
But I will tell you this: that dude is more famous for stuff he did outside of Motley Crue, or should I say who he did outside of Motley Crue?
Yeah, who he
what
did.
he did
Yes,
inside of
who
Motley
he
Crue.
did. That is right,
The
Kenny.
funny
Who
thing
he
is,
did. Yeah.
and I'm gonna see if Carol can spit this name out in the comments. But my very first little girlfriend, this is like junior high, right?
You had a girlfriend in junior high?
Didn't you?
Well, I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a
why-
girlfriend, but
why
no,
do you
not until
sound
high
so
school.
surprised that I might have a
No,
girlfriend,
I'm not.
B? What do you
I'm
think?
not surprised at you. I know how you grew up because we grew up kind of similarly. Is that the word?
Well, an at
And
school girlfriend, I'll say that.
oh,
Nope.
my question should have been was you were allowed to have a girlfriend in junior high.
Well, it was at school. They didn't know.
Oh,
In
okay.
kindergarten.
But what I was getting to is
Sorry.
I was because all right, and Carol can attest to this. When I was like early elementary years, I was stick thin. Then I hit the butterball, and then I sprouted up tall, right? Well, this was during kind of my butterball days, and this was the first girl that kind of got that I kind of got their attention a little bit, and I was all happy. Well, I was feeling insecure about a couple little things, and as a teenage boy can do, and I was kind of, to be honest, I was kind of fishing for a compliment a little bit to make myself feel better. And what I got was, I sure wish you looked like Tommy Lee.
Right?
Thanks.
Listen.
Crush a teenage boy's ego.
All I'm going to say about Tommy Lee is he restored faith that some white dudes are hung. Okay, period. End of story. It ended the myth that we're all tiny, because that dude was like a horse. But whatever. Besides that, look, junior high, in kindergarten,
like big trouble.
In kindergarten, I got in trouble because me and this girl Teresa jumped out of the kindergarten yard and went over into the first grade and second grade and third grade yard. And we were in this little cubicle area behind the classroom. And it was like, show me your wee-wee and I'll show you mine. And we got caught in kindergarten. Like, dude, we were perverts from like early age. Like, dude.
I told you what happened to me in second grade, and Carol was in my class at that time. I don't think she was a part of that, where I convinced those. Miss Campbell had these. She had a big cardboard castle we could play in if we got our work done.
Oh yeah, I've heard this story.
Yeah, I was in there with Jennifer Dunn and Rashay Dickerson, and I
he gave first and last name. Holy
damn!
Shit.
I convinced them that they actually had dicks too. They were just innies, not outies.
Oh.
Bro, ours was just a simple show.
So they go to Miss Campbell, be like, Miss Campbell. Shut up, Carol.
Okay. So when I was in first grade. And my little boyfriend, David Bingham, he was in kindergarten. And he had the biggest crush on me. Oh my gosh.
Cougar.
And I know, right? And he had been saving his money from the chores that he was doing around his house. And my elementary school, it got out at 3:30. My dad didn't get off work till 4. So he would pick me up every night like at 10 after 4 because he would drive from across town.
Right.
So I had a half an hour to kill. So David Bingham decided to hold my hand as we walked down to the meat market that was like half a block away. And he took all of his allowance money and bought me all the candy that I wanted.
Damn. Listen, we
And then
would go.
wait.
Now,
And then when he got home, his mom during the day had noticed that his bank was empty. And she
Right.
asked him, David, what did you do with your allowance money? And he told her. She got so mad. She ended up grounding him. I mean, years later, she told me that was so stupid that I got mad at him because
Right.
who gives care? He was,
We weren't.
but yeah, he spent
So I gotta
all
ask
his money
something
on me
though.
for candy.
We weren't that. We weren't
That
that.
was a very sweet gesture. In
Yeah.
response to that, did you bend it like Bingham?
Well, it's Beckham. Bend him like Beckham is the name of the
Oh, I
movie.
know what it is.
Oh.
I
Did-
was being
No.
funny.
Did you give Bing your
Daniel!
cherry? Did Bing get
No.
your cherry?
Did he at least get some
No,
sugar out of the altercation?
Oh,
No,
damn.
you guys forget. I went to a private Baptist school my entire life.
Oh, I went to one of those in
We
fifth.
didn't do
I went
Baptist
to one of
church
those
right
in
there.
5th grade, and my grandma pulled me out of public school and put me in a Baptist school. Wrong decision. Entire 5th grade.
Yeah,
The only
5th
thing
grade.
that was said
Yeah.
was, "Mr. Bo Burke, Kenny's being dirty again." I'm like, "What am I doing?" He's looking down my shirt. The ball went on the roof. I got up to get it. Leave me alone. Look, dude, I got my ass kicked more in Baptist school than I ever did in public school.
Oh yeah. Well, you know,
Now,
I've
I gotta
said
ask Kenny, did the ball go on the roof, or was that some kind of metaphor?
No, the ball
for-
went on the roof, but the time that she said I looked
His-
under her
Okay,
shirt,
I
I said I was looking for something on the ground.
his balls were on the roof.
Look, yeah, I was laying flat on him, grabbing that, looking down her shirt. What?
Yeah.
I didn't say that out loud. Anyway, okay, goddamn, dude, private school fucked my shit up because then they tried to put me back in public school, and I told the public school, "Fuck you, I don't care either." By the time I was in 9th grade, I was destined to go through fucking all 11 high schools I went to. It was a wrap, dude. They fucked me up by putting me into private school from public school.
Yeah, I went private Baptist school, kindergarten through 12th. So.
My wife went to a Catholic school, all girl Catholic school, and oh
You
shit.
see, the one big private school around here that's all the rage, and they really believe they're
Yes,
better
Fred,
than
thank
everyone
you.
else. Actually, their academics are awful. My great grandmother decided that she didn't like me being in a public school. She was going to put me in Park Lane's what it's called. And yes, if anybody watches this, I'm shitting on Park Lane. Fuck all
Well,
y'all.
they're not
They're
good.
one of those. They're one of those. My daddy got more money than you kind of school.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
My great grandmother decided she wanted me to go there, and she was going to pay my way. So I'm like 11 years old. My mom takes me up there, and I meet with the principal, and they hand me this test, this placement test, and she goes, "Being from North Pike, you probably won't do well on this test, but do your best." I aced that motherfucker, and I went and threw it up on her desk and said, "You know what? Fuck you." And my mom's mouth went. Needless to say, that was the end of them trying to get
Of
me.
your
Wait a
school
minute.
interview.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I have a question. You were 11 years old and she had to drive you to school. You ain't from the South. Y'all
We only had-
motherfuckers were
only
driving
one
at
vehicle,
8 in
dude.
Grandpa's truck.
There was only one vehicle, dude, and she had
Oh,
to run
damn.
errands. She had errands to run in town too, so
At least it wasn't a tractor.
Yeah.
it would take me about
Yeah.
3 hours to get to where that's at from here on a tractor for me.
Dude,
Oh,
my,
really?
I live
my,
out. I don't
my-
live close to town.
Hey, my first wife, they had a ranch, like horses, but English riding, the junior jumpers and the Grand Prix and shit. They did all that out there, and they had boarding for 100 horses on their property, and they had a big ass tractor, dude. And her mom fucking drove over the dude. Her mom drove over the goddamn dog with the tractor, like, dude, and then drove over it with her Jeep.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, ranch people don't pay no attention. They just back the fuck up. Like, you got to be careful.
Well, at least
on a
it
ranch.
wasn't a kid.
I mean, I don't know about those. They just told us about the dog because the dog survived.
Well, I tell you what, on a farm, my grandpa, I love him to death. So if any of my cousins watch this podcast, don't walk away saying that I am talking bad about grandpa, because I am not. He's since passed, and I love the man very much. But he would get into his truck. He never looked behind him. He'd just throw that son of a bitch in reverse, and back he'd go. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many fences he hit, how many dogs he ran over, how many cats he ran over. I mean, yeah. So,
Shortly after my oldest daughter was handed the keys to that truck out there
oh
to
yeah.
drive.
Yeah, tell this story, Daniel.
She it got blamed on me because I was the last person to drive my wife's car, which was still pretty new to us.
Oh, so this isn't the
And I didn't know,
Okay,
and I didn't park it in the same place that she parked. So Miranda went out there and got in her truck, just threw it in reverse and hit the gas.
Oh no.
Put the trailer hitch right in Jocelyn's fender.
Well, at least it was the fender and not the radiator.
Right. At least she didn't drive into somebody else's house like I did.
Yeah,
so.
that's the story I thought you were going to tell.
Y'all help me keep an eye out when Rommel's here. I got to tell this story. Can I tell this story real
You
quick?
go
y'all?
for it.
Go for it.
It's all right.
Because Rommel takes priority.
Well, no, I just wanted to. He wasn't here yet, and I told him I was going to tell this tonight. But there's a new saga. All right, some of y'all have been in Discord with me in some compromising positions,
Yes.
and I learned really quick to use earbuds or headphones. Do not walk around in public with these motherfuckers on speakerphone. All right. For those of y'all that haven't heard this story, I was in a dollar store, got these motherfuckers on speakerphone, and there's this gigantic dude in front of me wearing nothing but overalls and an orange hunting cap.
Funny.
And Rommel decides, because he can see the guy in my camera, hey man, there's some hot overalls. He starts talking to this guy. The guy never pays him any attention. Finally, Rommel starts clapping and screaming, "We want penis." The guy hears that
and thinks
I said it. And whips around. Okay, so D comes into this story as we were down here not too long ago, and we were telling the story about that happening. And as I'm telling the story, the cashier behind the thing goes, "I remember you."
Yeah.
Okay, so today I decide I'm gonna stop by the dollar store on my way home and get a pack of gum. Right. Okay. So as I'm coming, there's an intersection right there, and there's a white truck sitting there fixing to pull out. I go to turn in, and I look, and in that truck, dude's just fucking rocking out, man, just going crazy. Okay. And when I get close enough, I realize it's that cashier, the guy that I shouldn't say this, but the stinky guy, the stinky guy I told you about. Yeah. Right? It's the cashier that remembered me for the "we want penis." Okay. So
from the "we want penis."
He remembered your penis and he wants it. Okay.
As I park at the dollar store, this is so nothing of a story, but it just struck me funny. I park at the dollar store, right? What I haven't seen is as soon as this dude realized that was me when he saw me,
he backed up.
He threw his truck in reverse and come flying up next to me. He rolled his windows down and he's got death metal playing.
Right.
Okay.
And he's fucking jamming. And he looks over at me and screams in that death metal screaming voice, "We want penis." And then threw his truck into gear and hauled ass. See, that was nothing of a story, but it was.
Oh my god!
Okay,
dude, that's epic.
Okay, when you guys decide to do merch for your channel,
it's not going to say "we want penis."
We want,
No.
We're talking about. We were talking the other day about doing T-shirts, coffee mugs, and all that. That is something we're going to have on a T-shirt, coffee mug, mouse pad, whatever.
We have a T-shirt idea. Shannon and I have designed it. Or at least come up with the slogan, and Josh approved it, so that's got to count for nothing because Josh did, but we'll get somebody else to approve it. So basically it says, "That's dope, bruh. And I'll explain why in Discord.
Okay.
I
told you, Daniel, I would give you all of my T-shirt ideas when you go to do merch.
We actually have a few if we just ever set aside enough money to get that first run made. You know what I'm saying? But when you say bruh, that makes me look. There was 3 people I think in school that I actually went from kindergarten to 12th grade with. One of which we were best friends in high school, off and on. We fought once because a guy named Gary Anderson started like, I wonder who'd win between Daniel and Steve. I hit him, he hit me, we shook hands, that was the end of it. Anyway, when we graduated, we were pretty tight. Now I see him, he's still, he has not missed one of our high school football games
at all
since high school.
Yep.
He's still very entrenched in this community out here. His daughters played ball with my daughters, but we're not the same people.
Right.
I will always
Right.
think highly
Who
of him.
is?
I will always, consider him a friend, but we're different people now. We're not, we probably couldn't hang out. But the first day I saw him after being gone from this area for 20 something years, even back in kindergarten, before it was a fad, bruh. What's up, bruh?
Right.
Really?
Well, after I haven't seen this motherfucker in 20 something years, I roll up on him at a football game. He turns and looks at me and goes, "What's up, bruh? Bruh."
Dude, come on.
It almost gets to where
We're
he
in our
cuts the
40s.
U off of it. So it's just bruh. It's just bruh. And that for some reason, irritated the absolute shit out of me, yet tickled the absolute shit out of me at the same time. But my daughters now, well, it was bro. Now it's bruh.
So
my daughters are in the
so
bruh.
here's what I'm saying. Be very cautious and instructive with your daughters to get the bruh and not the bruh, because that's a California thing. You don't want them being influenced by anybody in California. We're all fucked up over here. But
we're not going over there.
No, they're talking like it's already bruh. This video that I'm talking about that came up with this idea for the t-shirt, that's dope, bruh, was you've listened to some Chris Webby and you know a lot of his songs are stoner songs. And it was a dude with dreadlocks reacting to Chris Webby's 420 special song at a Colorado grow called Twist Again, which is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And the whole song is weed references. Yeah. And the guy keeps saying through the whole thing, "That's dope, bro. That's so dope, bro. Like every word is like about weed. That's dope, bro." And his whole wall behind him is covered in all of the wrappers of every brand of cigar he's ever got to cut open to put weed in. Like the whole wall is covered in it. And I go, he's from California. He's from California. The brah gives it away. It's not bro. It's not bro.
Right.
It's brah.
Right.
Oh my God.
That was the whole bruh, all that. I didn't get into that one as much. Now
we just call each other dude.
I have to say, when I got to college, I did ride the dude pretty hard. I could have a whole conversation with you with the word dude.
No, dude. Oh, really, dude? Oh, dude.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did get into the dude thing for a while.
So,
of course, when we were in like junior high and early high school, it was all the radical and gnarly and tubular and rad to the bone.
Oh my God!
Okay, wait. Let me tell my story while we're talking about words and phrases. This may shock some of you, so be prepared. When I was in junior high, I was all about like totally.
Oh, I believe
and
that.
Some Valley girl shit.
Gag me with a spoon.
Some Valley girl shit. I live near the Valley. They really did talk like that. And you know what everybody else that didn't live in the Valley said?
Oh, God.
There must be something in the water that makes them stupid.
Okay. In my defense, when I was in junior high, the big popular books were Sweet Valley High.
Oh my fucking Jesus!
Do you remember
I
those?
remember those.
No, I don't.
All the girls that I knew.
Oh, yeah.
Carol remembers those.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
For us,
and it was two blonde twin girls from California, and so they were always saying things like "gag me with a spoon."
Oh my God, I'm so old. I was
see
our shit. I'm like our shit was Hardy Boys and what's them?
Well, yeah, Nancy Drew.
Drew, yeah.
It was Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, right? Look,
now,
funny enough, I got in trouble the first time I heard a girl say the whole "gag me with a spoon."
Because you
Because
said
Miss
I'll
Stewart
gag you
caught
with
me try.
something, and it ain't
No,
true.
I wasn't old enough to be that perverted just yet.
Is this called a
But I did
spoon?
get in trouble with Miss Stewart for trying to stick a spoon in a girl's mouth.
Oh, well,
See, I knew Carol read
Yep.
those. I remember.
yeah,
Yep.
Sweet
I
Valley
remember.
High,
Yep.
and back to Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys. Just so you know, my detective agency that I was CEO of and ran in the 3rd grade was based on Nancy Drew books. Yeah,
Damn.
Dee's
Yep.
Detective Agency. That was the name. That was the
Damn.
name of my detective agency.
In 3rd grade, I was trying to smash on a Daisy Duke because I was watching fucking like the Dukes of Hazzard all the time in
Hell yeah.
3rd grade. I think.
Hell yeah. Look, man, Friday night, you watched Dukes of Hazzard then on CBS, then you flipped it to NBC and watched Knight Rider, by God.
Listen, man, I grew up in the era.
Um,
I grew up in
I
the era of hee haw.
I don't think that Dukes of Hazzard was on Friday night. I was thinking it was on Saturday.
We
It
had we had
it's
we
been a
had
it was
Dukes,
on the same night as Love Boat.
we had Dukes of Hazzard and then
Boat and Fantasy Island.
fantasy
Oh,
the
fuck yeah.
plane.
The
By
plane,
the
boss,
way,
the plane.
by the way, the
Man.
building that that little fucker tattoo ran up and yelled at, that's the Arboretum in Los Angeles, in Arcadia. It's like 2 towns away from where I grew up. I was over there and they don't have like gates, so you could just like go in there. So me and my friends went in the middle of the night. We're just like wandering around, minding our own business, right? Well, they got security and shit, and you're not supposed to be in there at night. And they chased us and they shot me with a shotgun.
Have you been stalking Carol?
No, listen, what? They shot
What?
me. They shot me with rock salt.
Her comment.
They
Oh,
shot.
I don't have it. No.
They shot me with rock salt
Awesome.
while I was in the Arboretum. That's the same place where that fucking building is. The plane. That's where they filmed Fantasy Island, and we
Right.
were jumping over the fence, like right behind that. There's like a waterfall. And then you go back, and there's like a fern garden. And we were jumping the fence over there, and I got shot in the ass with rock salt in there.
This is why the 70s show was not did not reference an actual town in Wisconsin, because they were afraid of people going to the water tower and, you know,
Right.
Oh no, we
doing this stuff.
I was so mad. They freaking while they were riding that 70s show success, they tried that 80s show, and I was so stoked.
Yeah,
I was so
we
stoked.
were too, and
they
it
just
sucked.
didn't
Really?
capture
No,
the same.
It did not.
They did
No.
not capture the. I mean, and the references, the hair, and all that shit was there. One thing was the cast just didn't have chemistry. It just
Yes,
wasn't.
exactly.
They just didn't capture
No,
the same
they
thing.
didn't. You're right.
And it didn't last long
No.
because of that.
Oh God!
And on a
really,
weekend, I
honestly-
stayed with my
stop that.
grandparents.
JP wants
I-
me.
and
JP
this is
wants.
not.
JP wants me to tell you who it was that shot me in the ass with the rock salt. It turned out it was my great uncle.
It was
It was
me.
my great uncle. my grandma's like cousin worked at the Arboretum as a security guard. And 2 days later, they came over. Him and his wife came over to visit my grandma during the day. And I went in. I was talking to him, and she's like, "How's work?" And he's like, "Oh, it's good. We had some kids over here the other day, trying to run around, and I shot them with some rock salt." And I was sitting there, and I'm like, I am biting my motherfucking lip because I ain't trying to give up. You fucking shot me in the ass, dude. That wasn't funny. Like, dude, it hurt like hell. God damn, dude.
Well, I guess it depends on your perspective. If I'd have been there, I'd have probably
You would have been
thought it was
laughing,
pretty
dude.
fucking funny.
You would have been laughing. Dude, you shot me in the ass, and I told my friends, you still got to pull me over the fence, fucker.
But
Okay,
you got to understand, down here in the woods, that's a good time. I mean, we be shooting each other with fucking rat
true,
shot
Jesse.
and fucking BBs and pellet. I mean, that's a fun Saturday
Dude,
night for us.
When we were kids, we had BB gun wars.
Oh yeah.
okay. Can we go back to that 80s show? Because I want to make a comment about
Sure.
that.
Okay.
And this is
Get it
not a
done.
racist comment. This is just a statement referencing the 80s. And maybe part of it is because I lived in Iowa, which, maybe it was. I just don't remember seeing any biracial kids in the 80s. And they had a biracial child on the 80s show.
It was not unheard of down
Really?
here, but it wasn't like
It wasn't like
it was first off, down here, teen pregnancy, like any kind of teen pregnancy,
Are you
they
changing your
they
socks right now,
still
bro?
those they were taken out of school and sent somewhere
Oh,
else.
yeah.
Or, I mean,
Are you
so
putting socks on in the middle of this podcast?
I got suspended from school for 3 days for saying crap.
because my feet have been cold for 2 days and I can't run the heat because I'm running your fucking light,
Oh
Kenny.
God.
Oh,
I'm sorry, D.
I'm just saying I got suspended from school for 3 days for saying crap. Can you imagine if a girl would have gotten pregnant? She would have been kicked out.
Oh God.
My teachers wish the only thing I said was
Yeah,
crap.
3 days suspension for saying crap. My
We
dad was
we could
pissed.
always tell
Pissed.
which girl got pregnant in our town and when we were in school because she was the one who just got pulled out. Like they pulled him out.
Jesse.
I will tell you this. When I was in high school, every summer our church would take a youth summer trip. And
Done that.
one year, I don't remember where this school was
Replay
located.
Faces of Death. Oh God, dude. Oh God, don't get me started on that
See,
show.
how do people get so offended by bullshit these days? We were watching Faces of Death for crying
dude.
out loud.
I mean, we all seen what happened to the monkey in the table.
Do you not remember the Faces of Death, D?
Was it on cable?
It was a DVD.
No, they were.
You had to rent it.
Well, back then it was a
beta.
and
You
then it
had to
was a
rent it.
VHS.
You had to rent it.
But
on
it was
No.
footage of people dying.
like people getting killed in the
Why would
electric
you want
chair
that?
in the gas
Did you see the
chamber.
one? Did you see the one where it was in some little small tribal community in South America? This dude got caught molesting a young girl. There was no questions, no trial, no nothing. They walked that motherfucker out in the middle of the square, laid his dick on a stump, and cut it off. Right there.
Oh yeah,
it was bad.
Those videos were crazy as fuck.
They were awful.
I'm thinking, and people now are offended by a fucking cartoon. What the fuck?
Right.
Okay, so
right.
I have a question, and just let me ask my question. Just answer it.
I remember that.
Just answer it, and then I'll tell you why I asked that.
Did you follow it with "damn it" every time, Carol?
No, she just said the word God. Miss Washington she hated us.
I would have said God, she was a racist. God damn you.
Miss Washington was a racist black woman, and Carol and I were the cut-ups in her class, and she hated us.
Okay, so back to my question.
Here's the question.
Faces of Death. Was that a movie back then, or was it a TV show?
No,
it was just each one of their installments was like a collection, a montage of videos of people getting killed.
Dying.
Okay, but was it a TV show or was it a movie?
No. It's neither. It was just a series of videos,
documentary on each one.
So
kind of, yeah, that's the best way to explain
so
it.
you could walk into
what
is defunct now,
store.
Blockbuster, and you could get the videos.
You'd have to go to someplace besides Blockbuster. Yeah,
Blockbuster didn't carry them, but like a lot of local home-owned places,
like mom and pop shops. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So in Iowa, that's Family Video is the home video place. So you could walk into like Family Video and rent the cassettes.
Yeah. And then you go home and put them on and watch people die. Yeah, basically.
Yep.
And things die.
I was gonna you know that I was not allowed to see movies when I was growing up.
Oh, you wouldn't have been allowed to see
I wasn't allowed to rent videos from video places because it had movies in it. That's all.
Yeah. We ended up owing the videos. We ended up owing the video store in Upland like $600 for a video that we stole. But it was dope. Like we stole it. Well, we didn't really steal it. We just took it and thought we rented it and thought it was so cool. We didn't take it back and figured like how much are they going to charge us? $50? No, they just kept ringing up the fee nonstop.
Yeah.
Out here in the woods, nobody wanted to drive all the way to town to go to a video store. So this local guy, matter of fact, where our dollar store sits now, the house across from it, this dude literally built him a little 10 by 10 shed and had his own. It was a backyard video store, and you could get everything there. And that was it. When I was at home during the week,
Was
if
there
mom
an adult
and dad
section?
were working,
probably.
I don't know, But I would get dropped
You-
off at my next door neighbor, Kate, that pretty much helped raise me. And the way Kate would entertain me was she'd go in there and start cutting up potatoes and making some home cut fries. And I would walk just down the road to that video store and pick us out a movie and come back and we'd watch a movie and eat fries. But the funny thing is, when the first time I rented that Faces of Death, I was expecting it to just be like a horror.
No,
movie.
Yeah.
it's not. It's
I was
real
hitting
life.
play, and it's like a horror. You can't look away. You push play on it, and
Oh
you're
yeah, I
like,
could have looked away. I've
no,
never seen anybody die.
It's real.
I've never seen it.
It's
It's
awful.
real life. And when they show like, okay,
right.
for me, the thing that hit me,
They call that snuff now.
for me, the
Oh
thing that,
yeah, it would be
for
like
me,
a
the
snuff
thing-
film, wouldn't it? Yeah.
for me, the thing that hit me was, I made mistakes in my life and ended up in prison, and they showed people dying in the electric chair
Oh.
and dying by hanging and dying by gas chamber and stuff in there. And I went to San Quentin, and first thing you do when you're in the line for commissary is behind it is the gallows where they used to hang people, and over here is the black arch that says condemned, and that's death row. When you come in, you see the
right.
gas chamber, and I'm like, man, I actually saw how people really croaked in that motherfucker, dude. That's gross.
On one of my ghost shows, they were investigating a place that
80s, hell yeah, Damon.
was like in the 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when they used to hang people in the town square and the whole town would show up for it. And
I think they should bring that back.
they were in there investigating the building. They were inside the building.
Right.
But the gallows
doing
were
this
still
again?
outside the building. Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm just priming it.
Okay. Anyway, outside the building were the gallows that they used when they were still doing hangings. Okay. As they're in the building investigating, all of a sudden you heard the floor drop in a gallows. You know that
Right.
bang it makes?
Mhm.
That's what they heard. And they were like, what is that? And then they were like, oh my God, that was the
floor
gallows,
dropping.
the floor dropping in the gallows, right?
Yeah.
Gallows. And yeah. So that was kind of free. That was obviously a residual sound, but still.
Right.
San Quentin used to do 4 at once in the gallows. They had 4 nooses back there, and the thing still stands to this day
Here's my
behind
take
the
on that.
commissary.
I think that
Neat fact
however
about hangings.
whatever
Right.
you did to get onto death row, which is usually, let's face it, it's usually murder.
Right.
Whatever you did to kill that person, that's what should happen to you.
I agree.
I feel
agree.
like
Just like with child molesters, I don't think they should put them in jail. I think they should give them to the parents.
I think they should put them in jail, and they should put them in general population
Oh,
with their paperwork.
Yeah, they don't like
And
child
they
molesters
should have
in
That's what I
special
hear.
and they should have special colored uniforms, so they're out on the yard looking different than everybody else.
Neat fact about hangings, and I'm not sure if it was this way in every state, but
Jesse, what do you want to talk about?
if you
Shots?
survived a hanging,
There's a law about
you're
that.
free.
Yeah.
There'd be people below that would hold on to would grab your feet and pull you down. I just saw that on
'Cause if
Ghost
you-
Hunters not long ago.
If you survived, you
Yes.
were free.
All right. We're
Yes.
gonna do a shot because Jesse says we're morbid.
I was just getting ready to ask if we had done it and I missed it.
Jesse, don't be morbid.
Honey,
Penny,
if we do it, you'll
Pay
remember.
attention.
If we do it, you'll remember. God damn, dude. That's what you said last time, and I'm so drunk I don't remember shit, but I felt violated.
I can't do it now. I'm gonna laugh.
But you wearing Depends now, ain't you?
Bro, look, thank you for the supersized butt plug. I didn't know they were shaped like corn on the cob. That's dope.
What?
If you
What
know,
about
you
corn
know.
Or corn off the cob, for that matter.
What?
But
No,
the
tell me
corn
about-
came
what-
off the
what are you
cob when I
talking
pulled
about?
it out.
I missed
And
it.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is called anal retention.
Oh, yeah.
Squeeze.
None of this can be recorded because I don't want my insurance to deny me for my next colonoscopy.
You know what? I need to have Rommel make me a sign that says anal,
Lord.
so that when we're in the podcast, I can hold it up
Just
like he does
titties
in
and beer.
Discord.
Titties and beer.
It says what?
It says anal.
Oh,
You know how he does that in Discord? Like Or it's
Yeah.
quiet, nobody's talking, and all of a sudden you see this sign come up. It says anal.
Titties and beer. Yes, thank you, Jesse. Tiggle bitties and beer.
Damn it. Now I'm sitting here looking for something to write on.
I called
I
called Jocelyn
I did
earlier
have 'em-
today, and I said, take out all the paper and all the pens.
Well, I got paper,
Oh,
and the marker that I used to write moist on that shirt should be sitting right here somewhere.
Oh,
that's the other
hey,
word.
hey, she was talking about getting a neon sign for when she gets her new podcast room. I'm gonna order when it says
Oh, yeah.
moist.
No, I won't hang it.
Kenny, wherever you got this, you need to send me a link. I'm gonna have her one made. It says moist.
Hell
No,
yeah.
I won't. Well,
Yeah, you
I
would.
probably would because
You
it's
would.
you guys. I probably would have it up in my new
It would help her
podcast room.
get over the moist
Yeah.
factor. What?
Yeah. Kind of like I said earlier today. Oh, by the way,
Stacy?
Daniel, you
Stacy,
were not privy to this conversation earlier
Stacy,
today.
listen. I agree with you. It's not the pill that fixes a crooked dick. It requires a certain amount of suction for a certain amount of time to straighten it out. It's like putting it in an air cast.
Oh, that was a whole conversation in Discord.
All
was
of a
that
sudden, I
damn
had this
commercial.
mental image of Kenny going, "Is that it?"
Okay. Well, I just had to answer because I'm
Say
paying
anal
attention.
seepage?
She said I just
Uh-huh.
determined there is no way the crooked dick pill works. I'm pretty sure one would probably end up with anal. No. The pill don't work. It requires suction like an air cast.
For those of you who are not in Discord, we had a whole conversation the other day about there is a drug out on the market now. And I apologize. I did not realize this was a medical issue for men, but sometimes
Peyronie's
apparently
disease.
their dicks are bent. And the
Crooked dick.
website,
Okay, that'll work
Go-
too.
Bent dick.
the website to go look at this pill and to get information about this pill is bentcarrot.com.
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
It's true, isn't it, Daniel? Because you looked it up.
Yes, I went and looked it
Yes,
up.
it's
Dude.
bentcarrot.com.
I'm pulling
Yeah.
that shit up right now. Hang on.
We're not lying.
Bentcarrot.com, go.
Yeah.
It's for Peyronie's disease
Yes.
when you got the bent dick.
Bent carrot.
M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter,
.com.
Back up, back eye.
How to reduce the bend. Look,
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
shooting pool. Look,
Uh-huh.
stop having her do gymnastics on your cock. You won't have a problem. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard to figure out.
So it's not something you're born with? It's something that happens in the middle of sex?
Look, I've been around
No.
a million.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been around a million boys. Okay, in my life, like I was in prison. You see everybody
sure
fucking
you
taking
get
a
something
shower in
right.
their high school gym. You watch, there's dudes in there doing that. I never seen no crooked shit until I saw people break their dick while having sex, and then the shit. It's like it's not broken, but something happened.
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
you can't break your dick.
You
It
heard
doesn't
me.
have
You
bones.
Yeah,
heard me talk about my buddy
something
Archie.
happens.
You heard me. You heard me talk about my buddy Archie, and that motherfucker fucked somebody around the corner, and he just had that problem. He didn't break his.
You know, he probably had a big one when he was little, kept shoving it up his butt, so it's curved.
Okay. I don't even want to go there. Not to change the subject, but that's what I do.
Okay.
Daniel, Kenny has, I say this in a joking manner, Kenny has lost his
What?
Penis?
no, not penis.
Oh, I
His-
can't suggest.
I guess only I lose
I
my
can't
penis.
suggest shit
But we
for
did
a
find
while.
it.
Kenny is not
now I lost it
allowed
again.
to suggest any music videos to me for a while. He's on probation
Why?
because
Because-
he
Wow,
suggested
what'd he
one
do?
to me, and I did it today, and I was bawling.
And
which
I've
one?
actually
He
suggested
didn't
it
say,
to Daniel.
D, make sure you have a tissue. He didn't say that.
I suggested
It was
it to
Rashad,
Daniel.
Small Town Talk.
Rashad Smalltown Talk.
Yeah.
And if Daniel
Yeah.
gets to that, he'll
If you-
understand it.
Yeah. If you do react to it, have a tissue.
not a tissue so much. I think
a
I
tissue.
think Daniel will just look at it and go, "That is my story.
Mm-hmm.
That is my story." Because you can still go
Yeah,
back to my
you're
high
right.
school and find out
You're right.
everything about me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. That is what he'll say. Yeah.
You know.
Hey, cats have barbed dicks. That's why female cats scream so much when they breed. Male cats have barbed dicks.
What is a barbed dick?
a dick with barbs on it. Not Barbara's, barbs.
Like barbed wire?
Well,
What's a
no,
barb?
not like steel wire, but yeah, male cats have barbs on their dick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll Google
damn.
that one after we're done.
Holy
That
shit.
was a very random
Go
fact.
grab you a tomcat and reach up in there and. No, I'm kidding.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. It's been a while, but I don't need to do that.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm just saying, thank God my shit's
mean-
straight.
And again, I apologize if there's any man out there that suffers from this. I did not realize it was an actual disease, or not disease, but
It's more like scoliosis. A few of you have it, most don't. Those who do, fuck it, whatever. Put it in a brace. No, don't. Harrington rods, never mind. Fuck it, crooked. God damn it, I got scoliosis like a motherfucker.
anyway.
Ready for another shot.
And a small case of diarrhea of the mouth too. What was all that about?
Yeah, I that's why I
It was
didn't
like-
ask.
It was like he was accessing
Yeah.
some files way back here all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Yeah. Yeah.
Processing.
Processing. Please hold.
Nah, I'm pretty sure if you were born that way, it's a genetic condition. Like
Right.
the curvature of the spine.
Oh, that's where you
Carol,
were
not
going with
only
that.
not
Yeah.
only do male pigs have curly dicks. Did you know that an orgasm for a pig lasts 30
Yes.
minutes? Can you imagine being in the throes of an orgasm?
Dude,
for
you
30 minutes?
cannot
that
call.
would
I would
be
be
awesome.
worthless.
Daniel, take that back. You
Awesome.
cannot call my girlfriend a pig just because her orgasm lasted 30 minutes.
Okay, hold on. You got a girlfriend? Because you got a
Have
wife.
you got a curly dick?
No, I said my first girlfriend, not the
your
one I had.
first girl.
God damn, look,
I didn't hear
Have you
first.
got a curly
this
dick?
is hard to keep up with.
So that's how Kenny. That's where he went on that conversation. His isn't bent. That motherfucker's
Curved like a motherfucker.
I know, right?
curly,
Yeah.
like a curly fry.
That is true about pigs, though. It is true.
Yep.
Because
There was
We had
all right
lots of
in the
pigs.
early days of Jon Stewart. He had this, and she's now an actress. She's been in tons of shit. She's always playing a backup role that you don't remember. But her first job was being his field reporter, and he sent her to a pig breeding facility to experience this firsthand.
Okay.
And they didn't let this pig. I got a funny story I can tell you about a similar
I'm
thing
looking
that
up her
happened to
name.
me. A similar thing happened in the horse business.
Her name was
but
Bob.
They had to they were collecting semen. They weren't letting them breed, so they put this little sleeve on the pig, and they were explaining this to her, and she's standing there. She goes, "I want to see this shit." Anyway, they put that thing on that pig, and that pig grunted twice, stiffened up, and even 15 seconds in, she's like, "Oh my God," and that motherfucker just, it never let go.
That shit was peeing.
Growing up on a farm, I can
don't know,
say
my ass
that
cheeks
is
don't
a
clench when
true
I pee.
statement.
Dude, look, then it's not an insult to be called a pig. It's actually a compliment. Jesus Christ, I'm happy now. You know how many times I've been called a pig and I thought it was an insult? It just means I'm doing good in bed.
If I came for 30 minutes when I came, do you know how many hours of my day I would lose? I would be fucking in the morning.
Ask that again.
At lunch. I mean, 30 minutes of an orgasm? Fuck.
That would be awesome.
I would be losing hours of my day, dude.
Yeah,
I'd have to time that shit, because
again, it's been a while, but yeah.
It's been a while. All right, who's drinking? I am.
I was looking for the his first Jon Stewart's first.
It's a blonde-haired lady. And she plays bit parts in tons of movies now, but she got her start on there. She may not have been his first. It was early on in that show, though.
Nancy
I don't even
Carell.
know. Who?
Nancy Carell.
I'd have to look her up and see a picture. I don't remember her name. I'd remember her by face, though.
And I'm gonna bring up a holiday question for the people watching.
Okay.
And
not for us.
Well, they can answer too, and we can. any particular movie you're going to be watching for the holiday season for
Oh
sure?
yeah.
The one
Die
movie
Hard.
you're going to pick for sure.
Yep.
Die
Go
Hard.
ahead.
Okay.
Did he just say Die Hard?
He said Die Hard. Yep.
That is not a Christmas movie.
It is
Yeah, it
so
is.
a Christmas.
Anyway.
Yeah, it came out at Christmas, so it's.
That's all he's trying to do is get
That's
home
the
for Christmas.
whole thing. It came out at Christmas.
He's trying to get home for Christmas.
And
That's
he's
the
trying to
whole
get
point
I
of the
home for
movie.
understand,
Christmas.
but it is an action-packed man.
Home Alone, they're just trying to get home for Christmas. Why is it
Home
different?
Alone is
No.
action packed
Discriminate.
from a kid's perspective.
True. Planes, Trains, and
What?
Automobiles. They were just trying to
Yeah.
get home
Never
for
seen it.
Christmas.
I've never
You
seen it.
never saw that?
You've never
Oh, that's a
seen
good
Planes,
one.
Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh, that one you'd actually like. I'm sure you would.
John
I'm sure-
Candy. I do
Where's
love
your
John
hand
Candy.
between two pillows?
Right?
Those aren't pillows.
Oh
It's
my
one of
god,
those.
dude.
It's one of those real
It-
dry
it's- it-
kind of
it-
funny movies, but it is funny.
Yep. Like National Lampoon's
Mm.
Christmas Vacations,
I don't
those
like
kind of
those.
things. Those kind of things, they're those comical things that just they came out and they'll be
Look.
watched again and again. For me, I don't know. Home Alone for sure,
We do Christmas with the Cranks, all
and
the Santa
probably
Claus
the
movies.
Grinch.
Grinch, that gets done too.
Yep.
Okay. So Wyatt gets out.
Scrooge is my favorite. Sorry. Go.
Oh, nice.
That's okay. Wyatt gets out on the 6th.
Uh-huh.
So he'll be at home in time for Christmas. So we will pick a Saturday between the time he gets home to the Saturday before Christmas. And we will get a bunch of junk food, pizza,
Right.
just junk food. And we watch Elf,
Okay.
which I love.
Okay, that's good. Elf's good.
I
Scrooge.
love it
Yep.
when he tries
It's a
to put the
Christmas
star
movie.
on the
Very
tree.
good.
He runs and he jumps on the couch and he like over jumps the tree.
National Lampoon Christmas. Okay. Very good.
Okay, so Elf, that's the first one. And for years we only had two, Elf and A Christmas Story. But now they've done the sequel to A Christmas Story.
Right.
So now we will also be watching that one.
Do you
And for
guys,
anybody who has not seen the sequel to A Christmas Story, unlike Kenny, I will tell you, have a box of tissues if
Oh,
you
why am I
watch
gonna
the
watch it?
sequel.
okay, do you guys
That's all I'm gonna
watch
tell you.
Gremlins
you-
is also a Christmas movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
it
we're
is.
not having
It
this
is.
conversation.
It is.
again.
It is
Lord.
actually. It is. But okay, I got a question.
I
Do
swear
you-
to God that you
and
guys hang
do-
on to subjects
Do you
all
guys
week long until we get to this podcast, and then
do
you
you
take up your
guys
list and you're like,
ever
okay.
do you guys ever still watch
I'm
like
not that organized.
do you guys ever still watch like the original specials like the Rudolph or
Yes.
the Charlie
Every
Brown
year.
Matter of fact,
Christmas?
Every year.
Rudolph. Matter of fact, last year we were looking for Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman
Yep.
and the other ones, but apparently, I want to say it was
Not available.
Ted Turner, maybe. But some rich person bought all the rights to those movies,
Oh man.
Right.
and they do not show them on TV.
Right.
You
we
have
bought
to
copies.
purchase
We had to
them.
buy yeah, we bought copies.
Okay,
I'll have
year-
to look.
hold
I'll have
on.
to look for
this
them.
year, YouTube, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is on YouTube, and it is free. And I have marked it. I'll send you the link. I have
nice.
marked it because Jamie and I, we like to watch those because it's part of our
Mhm.
childhood.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing for me.
Last year, we didn't get to see them.
the Charlie Brown Christmas, all
Right.
of those. We watched all of those as
One of my
kids.
favorite Christmas songs is Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Yep.
I used to have that on
Wh- wh-
45, man.
I know this is going to shock everyone. I don't like Christmas music.
When I
My
was a
licky,
kid,
licky
when I was
lining
a
is
kid,
place to
when I
be.
was a kid, there was a lot of variety shows on TV.
Oh, God.
And at Christmas, you'd have the specials like Dolly Parton did a Christmas special. Kenny Rogers did a Christmas special.
I'm with you, JP.
A lot of those did, and that was like how we would hear the Christmas music, because it was just on TV.
Okay, I have a small, quick story about Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Yep.
So
Good job, JP. Yep.
you guys know the song, you love it,
We
You know how
love
it goes.
everything.
Okay, my ex-husband and my mother did not get along, hated each other. And one year for Christmas,
Rudolph
he
for sure.
he bought her a reindeer.
Raindar.
Take two. He bought her a reindeer that sat in a little rocker, and when you pushed it, it would sing, "Grandma got run over by a reindeer."
Right.
It pissed her off because he had bought that for her. But the boys were still really little, so
Yep.
she didn't want them to know how much she hated it. But it didn't matter because the boys would go over and push it like every 30 seconds.
Oh God.
And it would piss her off. She'd be like, "Stop pushing that reindeer in that chair. Your dad bought that for me."
Like I love Christmas. I
Yeah.
do. I love the memories, from my life throughout
Mhm.
Christmas and stuff. And I want to have traditions with my family and things like that. But like the shit shouldn't start in September.
Right.
Okay. Like
Right?
like like
Right.
in
Actually, this year it was the
in
end
the
of October.
in the Philippines, they
No,
literally start
before that.
decorating with Christmas decorations 1st of September. And I found over here, we were going into like fucking Halloween and there was already Christmas lights out.
Well,
Yes.
Ari, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Our Walmart here started putting Christmas stuff out about the middle of October. It was before Halloween.
Yep.
Probably. Yep.
Our Lowe's here put out all their big like blow up Santa displays and all that kind of bullshit way for Halloween. I mean, it was early October. They get it, and here's the thing. My wife actually did not want us to do the Santa thing with my daughters, and I was like, look, man, that's Santa Claus is a magical thing,
Casey,
and the reason she didn't want to do it was she didn't want
I'll
to have to
warm you
break
up.
their
Just get
heart
in
later,
Discord later.
you know. And I get that, but I'm like, that's such a magical time. All these memories, and I'm usually the guy that gets in the Christmas cheer, man, ho ho ho, I'm all that. The last couple of years I've been a little grinchy because they've made it such a it's first off, the season is so fucking commercialized,
Susan.
it's
It
ridiculous.
is. It is.
And now when you can't just walk in somewhere and say Merry Christmas without offending somebody, and you know what, I was so proud of this one dude one day. I walked in, and when I say Merry Christmas, I know you might not celebrate Christmas. You might be Jewish. You might celebrate Kwanzaa. That is my good
Right.
faith. That is my tiding of joy to you. And I told this guy Merry Christmas one day, and he looked right back at me and said Happy Kwanzaa. I wasn't offended by that. I expressed
No,
myself, and he
I wouldn't
expressed,
be
and
either. I'd be
this
like,
whole
"You
it
too."
pisses me off when someone says Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Because
dude,
they're
for
trying to
me,
be
for
generic,
me,
and that pisses
for,
me off,
for
man.
me, for me, you're not gonna take away my memories. Okay, it was Christmas for me growing up, and it's Christmas for me now. Period. End of story.
Oh shit. You guys
And
are
We
gonna have
poured
to
one.
drive. You
and
guys are gonna have to drive all the way up here because it's gonna be feet in the air.
look,
Well, see, I
I'll
saw
drive
Kenny
up there.
pour
It's just
one, but I
gonna.
never saw him take it. That's why I
Oh, I
poured this
drank
one.
it, so I poured
Oh,
more.
He
Here
did.
we go.
cheers.
Cheers, everyone. For
Oh,
me,
Okay,
I,
back
I,
to
I remember Christmas for us wasn't about like you got a few presents. Okay, you did. Okay, but it wasn't about that. It was about during the day the family was going to get together. And that's what it was all about. Like, a huge
when
table
you
with
were a kid, Kenny.
yeah, a
Okay,
huge
I'm gonna
a,
call bullshit on that because there is no kid in the world that hasn't liked Christmas for getting gifts.
well,
Period.
we didn't get that many because
Oh,
we didn't either. We were poor.
my
really?
yeah, my
I
family
got a
was like
sausage one year for Christmas. That was it. A summer
remember
sausage from the deer meat my
remember
dad hunted.
like
I
my
wouldn't mind getting a
my
sausage for Christmas this year. I'm just
my
saying. Go
my
ahead.
grandparents were
Sausage.
both
Jay, where you at?
my grandparents were both on social security when me and my sister moved in, so it was fixed income. But we had shit like my grandfather went and got like a box for a TV and a box for a washing machine, and then he just wrapped them up at like all kinds of shit. You know what I'm talking
That's
about, Daniel?
cruel.
The fucked up shit. You open the first one and there's all this stuffing, and you pull it out, and there's another box and it's wrapped in duct tape,
Oh,
and
I
you have to
hate
cut
that.
through all that, and then
Oh,
you
I
get down to the one
fucking
wrapped
hate
in
that.
chicken wire, and then you get
Mhm.
down to the one wrapped in and then there's
Look, my dad the 1 year he ever I could say was sweet to my mama, and he still made that a chore. It started, and my dad's a perfectionist. Anything he wrapped, you damn near had to have napalm to get in.
Yep.
And he started with a
Yeah.
refrigerator, a big cardboard refrigerator,
The biggest box they could get. My grandfather
and then
got two of
another
them.
box, and another box, and another box, and another box, and another box, all the way down to a ring.
My
And Mama was very excited to get that ring,
But
but
she
she was
was
fucking
pissed.
wore
Pissed as
out
a
and pissed
motherfucker.
from
Yeah.
going through all the boxes.
So my grandfather did this year for me and my sister, right? We go through all the boxes. Dude, we had to get scissors out, wire cutters, fucking all kinds of
Yeah.
shit to get through this, right? And there's two little boxes. One
Yeah.
has a sewing needle in it, and
Oh,
the other has a nail in it. And at the end of it, he tells my sister, "Your new sewing machine's in Grandma's sewing room," and he tells me, "Your toolbox is out in the shed." And like I was like, you could have just given me this shit, and that
right.
would have been so cool, you fucking asshole. I just cut my hand, right? Like, dude,
Okay.
but
So
I get it. I just wouldn't do that to my kid now. Like I couldn't torture my kid that way. But I will torture my kid by telling him I'm gonna get him something really cool, and then when they get some fucked up shit, I'm gonna be like, you should have done that better with your grades.
Okay, I have a Santa story.
Was he nice?
Who says I was on the nice girl list?
Uh-oh. What did you do?
No.
We knew how
This is
you
when
grew
my
up.
You
boys
got
were little.
coal?
No, these are when my boys were little. My ex-husband and I, we went to great lengths
Yep.
to
Amen.
set up the house so it looked like Santa had been there the night before. I would take
Right.
his work boots
Yep.
and I would put him in the ashes of the fireplace, and then we would make footprints across the mantle so it looked like,
Damn, you went all out.
Oh, we went to severe extremes. Then when we moved to town, we didn't have a fireplace anymore. So the boys, we moved in the middle of summer, but the boys were like, Santa's not gonna find us because we don't have a chimney. I went and bought a Hallmark Santa key that we hung on the front door, and we told the boys this is the special key that Santa needs to
So he can
unlock
get
the door
in.
so he can get in. Okay. So we went to great lengths to this day. And I pride myself on saying I have never lied to the boys. I've always been very honest with them about everything except Santa.
Right.
And it wasn't until I would say 6, maybe 7 years ago, they both told me, we were so pissed at you. We're still pissed that you lied to us about Santa. And I was like, are you kidding? Really? I mean, they were pissed.
Right.
They were pissed when they
Oh, not me at
found out.
all. I was like, whatever. I just figured that's what happens, and you get to take that shit out on your own kids.
Well, because when they were little, I don't know if they do it in your neck of the woods, but in Iowa, the local weather state, or on the local news, the weather people had a radar from NORAD for tracking Santa's sleigh.
Santa Claus, right.
And so when the boys were little, we'd get up, we would dial up internet. For those of you who don't know what that is, Google it. And we would let the boys watch the radar. So, I mean, like I said, we went to extremes for it. And so I can
the sleigh
understand why
tracker,
they were
yeah.
a little pissed because,
I
we made it very believable.
I don't know. Even with me, like with my kids, Santa and Christmas was for the first 3 years or so. Same thing with Easter Bunny.
It.
Yeah, after that, it was just like, we would go over to other people's houses and they'd get gifts from everybody instead of just the ones where they would all come to our house and, the kids would have their shit under the tree from Santa. We just stopped saying from Santa. It wasn't a big deal. Same thing with Easter Bunny. They believed in Easter Bunny, and then we just stopped talking about Easter Bunny. And it didn't really mess with them. I think for me, when I was a kid, I don't remember being bothered when I found out that Santa wasn't real. I pretty much found out that Santa wasn't real and you could bang chicks in the same year. The fourth graders told me when I was in third grade.
I caught my parents trying to put presents under the tree after I was supposed to be asleep, and our daughters almost caught us.
When you were a kid, did you snoop for your presents?
Dude, I had a skill set. I could open my
Right,
presents
and put it back where they
together.
couldn't find it. Yeah,
Yep.
I like that too. Okay, how
and after I
many
opened
of
the
you did?
presents and I redid them, the next Christmas, my mom did not put tags on any of the Christmas presents. They were numbered, and then she kept a master key in their bedroom of who got what presents.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Madam Red would
And
unwrap
then
and
one
rewrap.
year, one of our
Just
cats went ape shit. And if you ever have indoor cats, they love fucking with Christmas trees. And
yes,
one of our
yes,
was fucking with all the ornaments in the bottom of the tree,
yes.
and
Mouse
just with
traps.
their claws, accidentally clawed up and tore open some
Oh,
presents.
really?
And I just happened to see some shit, and then I just wasn't around when Mama found out that they had gotten ripped by the cats, and she fixed
Oh,
them all, thinking I didn't see them.
Oh my God! When I was a kid, uh, my grandma and grandpa where we lived, uh, I think we've been there a year or two, and they built a new room off the house, right where the patio was, and they built it into a living room. And that first year that they had the living room, they put a live Christmas tree in there. Well, we had pets that were in the patio. So when they built the living room, the pets just stayed in their cages. We had pet chipmunks.
of course you did.
They were named Chip and Dale. And the
Right.
chipmunks got out and fucked up that Christmas tree so
Uh,
bad that the next year
Yeah.
my grandma bought a fake Christmas tree because she didn't want to pick up the needles for like that she had to after
Dude,
they were in there chewing on that shit. Oh my God, it was wild.
one year,
Jocelyn, I have. Go
okay,
ahead.
one year, my ex-husband put mouse traps around the tree because the cats would, hit the Christmas balls. I know I said
Uh-huh.
balls off. And we're
Don't
in
say
bed one
balls.
night.
No, don't say balls off. Just say balls and then pause longer because you said balls off and I'm worried.
Anyway,
That fucker Parker last year destroyed our tree way before Christmas. That cat's gonna die one day. Go ahead.
we
I'm
were
sorry.
sleeping in bed one night, and all of a sudden we hear snap. Ew.
When I was
Look, man,
Yeah.
a Christmas tree has been a source of contention here because I grew up and we were the kind that went out and found our own tree, cut it down the whole 9 yards, real tree all the
Yeah,
way.
us too.
Jocelyn has allergies, right?
Mm.
And she wanted a fake tree. And there is very few things I have ever in to her put my foot down and said, I'm not having that shit. And one of them was a real tree. But I did make a deal with her. I said, when the girls stop believing in Santa, I'll get you a fake tree. And I did.
That's why she kept it
And
going for so long.
and then cats fucked it up. And I finally last year, because we had this big ass round tree, which I like, we got a little bit skinnier one just because of the space we have in there. And
And last
that
year
poor
they had
motherfucker
Charlie
looked
Brown's Christmas tree.
when
that motherfucker looked motley by the time we got to Christmas. Parker, and it didn't matter. We were having to lock him in a cage every night, and that motherfucker would just sit at the cage door like, I want that tree.
when my wife and I first got married, we would go out to a place out here out in the county, like down. Like you
Oh
got
my
to go down
god.
this long ass dirt road to get to it, but it's a family farm of Christmas trees, and you go out
Mhm.
there and they'll give you a saw, or you could pay somebody
Right.
$5,
We have those out
or they'll
here.
give
Yeah.
you pay somebody $5 and they cut it down for you, and then they'll take it over and put it where they put the the crisscross wood stand on the bottom of it, and that's it.
I got
Right.
something for you in just a second,
And
kid.
we would do that, but you know, it maybe this makes sense. When you and your wife were first married, no kids, year one and year two in, right? your place has a lot of room.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
don't have that much
True.
furniture
Yeah.
yet. You don't have that much anything yet. And so putting a really beautiful, fresh cut Douglas fir in, that's like 5 feet wide is gorgeous. But when you got,
Right.
coffee table 47 guitars or however many I have in the living room now, I don't know, fucking
Right.
whatever, desk, this, that, there's no room for that shit anymore. And so I went and I bought a fucking fake tree 2 years ago, and it wasn't cheap. I didn't buy one that looks fake. I bought one that looks really, really real, and it was
Right.
expensive. But that thing's so big that last year I went and bought like a 3.5 foot tree that had lights on it and everything. And I'm like, that's the one we use from now on.
Right. Kenny, you'll find this funny because this is something only you will understand.
I might.
When we went to this is an audio gear
Oh,
head
I won't.
thing.
You're right.
The last year we went to that Christmas tree farm out here. It's a nice old couple, man, and they've got several plots. They actually have turned it into a thing. They decorate and shit, and like you drive around back in there and you open up to like an acre of Christmas trees, and then you drive through some more decorations and shit, and you open up Christmas trees, and it's an event. You actually go through this whole thing, and it's hundreds of acres. So even if you just go in, grab your tree, and drive out, you spend some time in there, a good distance. My point being is, at every stop of those trees, they had a speaker playing Christmas music. And I'm like, my first thought was somebody ran a dick
Of wire.
of audio cable.
True.
Right. And that's and they're all looking at the tree. They're all looking at the trees and shit. And I'm looking up there where that speaker's mounted, trying to follow where the wire's going.
Did they take y'all around the property like on a tractor with a trailer behind it with seats in it? That's how ours does it, and it's the same thing. And they have hot apple cider available, and hot cocoa.
Everybody loves Dickens
And
cider.
you can go and get your tree flocked if you want the white stuff put on it. You can get all that done. But it is kind of it is kind of an outing. You don't. It's not like going to the grocery store and grabbing the tree,
right,
and bringing it home.
Right.
It's a thing. You have to go pick out the tree that you really want. You like the shape of it. Okay, this one has this bad spot, but we can hide that right here. Whatever.
Right.
And you don't go to a tree farm and leave in 5 minutes.
No.
And so I
depends on who it is.
I kind of appreciate the fact that I got the experience to do that where I'm at, because a lot of places don't have that. If you're not out where they can actually grow the trees, you're not going to have that opportunity. So,
right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Right.
No, because
I was just going to clarify something for you in case you hadn't been around us long enough to know.
Sorry.
Memphis Radio used to have this series of commercials, and this was actually a big deal in the beginning of our channel because I found the heavy metal version of Kill the Wabbit, and it was one of our outtakes, and it turned into a thing for a few live streams over the heavy metal version of Kill the Wabbit. And anyway, among those same commercials were the Queen Bee Barbecue, which were hilarious. But in Memphis, the reason I said this, D, this wasn't on the fly. There is Dickens cider. And their radio spots are hilarious. It's this old redneck guy. Yeah, there's nothing my wife likes more on a good cold morning than a nice hot Dickens cider.
Oh, Lord.
And anyway, the whole radio spot for the commercial will make you roll.
Dickens cider.
Yeah, Dickens cider.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard that one. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I need to ask you guys a question. And people can comment. That's fine. But I'm asking you two because you've never been anything but honest with me. I don't know if I want to ask it now. I feel like I feel like I'm having I am. Because I feel like I'm having a stroke. I feel like this eye is like, is it like, are my eyes crossed?
Okay. Are they?
No.
I
Unless
feel like
mine
this
are.
one is
Don't ask me. My eyes are crossed because I'm drunk.
I get those spasms in my eye all the time, man. It bugs the shit out of me. Yeah.
because I feel like I'm having a stroke.
Yep.
If you saw me earlier, I was doing this and I was doing that because I'm
The
trying to
first
see if my eyes.
the first couple times that happened to me, I really wondered too. But that's
Yeah.
like at least a once or twice a week occurrence. I mean, and I may be reading, I may be working, I may be watching TV, and it's all of a sudden
Daniel,
that
check
some bitch
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
EM.
So I apologize to those watching the podcast out there with me moving around because that's why I was moving around because I feel like this eye is like cross-eyed. And I'm thinking, am I having a stroke?
No,
Wouldn't that be something to have a stroke on a live
no,
podcast?
you know what? Oh God, if you feel like it's cross-eyed, but it's not because it's not right. I'm watching it. Right, it's not.
Okay.
I was an optician for years, so I understand this. If you feel like it's cross-eyed, you know what's happening. You're having little, what's called micro seizures in your eye.
Right. That's
They're
why I was asking.
they're not like actual seizures. It's just your
No.
eye is twitching because the muscles are like spasming around your eye. Your
Yeah,
eye
I
is
had that a
controlled.
long time ago.
Yeah,
I don't have that.
your
Yeah.
eye is controlled by muscles all the way around it. So when
Right.
it feels
Yeah.
like it's doing, that's what it is.
Okay.
And you know when that happens to me the most?
during an
Welcome to
orgasm.
your
At the,
50s red set.
no, at this current time, it's when I smoke Pinnacle. But I'm just saying when
That's
I'm a
what I'm
little lit.
smoking. It ain't making me twitch.
Well, you need to smoke more, damn it.
Maybe you're just a twitchy bastard to start with.
Look, I ain't twitchy. I'm bitchy.
No, that's
Welcome
me.
to your
I'm
50s.
bitchy. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to change the subject. It's just for the last hour and a half, it's been throwing me off.
I did.
Kenny, please check your DMs.
Look, Ken. Damn it. Oh, shit. Where is
Got greedy, didn't you? Okay, so now we covered Christmas. Now,
so let's
what do we want to
cover
talk
Christmas.
Oh, jeez. Okay, hang
Pussy.
on.
about? I saw Mama kissing Santa.
Wait,
Wasn't that a song? I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool. I mean, like, for real. Like,
Well,
if
it
your
wasn't
mama
for the
was
little
kissing
kids.
anybody.
Not to daddy.
Well, fuck
Yeah.
that. No, dude, my daddy wasn't around, and mama was kissing Santa Claus. I was getting better toys. Let's not play.
yeah.
Stepdaddy wasn't buying good shit.
Okay.
Mama, give him the good head. I want the monster truck this year.
You want a monster truck?
Not me personally.
Okay.
He was
Well,
saying his
then-
mama kissed Santa, so he got the better
Yeah.
toys. I was like, well, give him the good head so you can get the monster truck or whatever big present he wants.
Oh.
Monster truck was just the first thing that came out.
Do you guys remember the Merlin?
The Merlin?
It was, for those of you who grew up in the 80s, it was a long red, like a computer game, but it wasn't like video game. It had 9 dots on it, and you could play tic-tac-toe.
Dude,
Guess
yeah.
the
So
dot.
look, red points out of Great Point.
I remember
It
those.
was red points out of Great Point. It was implied that Daddy was Santa.
Well,
Saw
I
Mama
know.
assisting.
I know.
Yeah, listen.
I know, but for a little kid,
My daddy wasn't there, so it was Santa in my case. But look, Santa looked dope with my mom. I'm saying if they would have had good
Okay,
remote control cars, I would have
Stacy-
taken one back then.
Stacy said she had a Merlin. I did too.
I had a Simon. I didn't have the Merlin. I had the Simon.
Simon
I think
says
Merlin was before Simon,
Probably.
no. Wait,
or they were
I don't know.
close to each other.
wait. What was Merlin?
Okay,
4
It
yellow,
was-
4 color buttons
Kenny,
in a circle.
pay
That's
attention.
Simon.
I know you're drunk and high, but pay attention. It was a long red game, and it had like 9 dots in the middle of it. And like I said, you played tic-tac-toe on it, or you played guess the secret light or something like that. There was like 6 to 9 games on it. And you would play it, right, Daniel?
Oh, the Merlin? I haven't played. Like I said, I had a Simon. I didn't have one.
Oh.
Hang on.
I
I'm
know
looking up-
of them, but I didn't have one.
Okay, look.
I
Here
had this
was-
old school bowling game that was like, it was one of the
Hey,
first
look, what the
electronic
hell
games. It
is
was
this
about that
shit?
wide and about that long.
Hey,
You had
look.
these buttons that you would push, and it was just a light up light that would go down the board,
Hey,
and it made a sound effect.
Daniel, there
It
was
was
this
terrible.
shit. There was this shit called Milton Bradley electronic handheld Merlin.
Yes, that's it.
They sell them for $150 on Amazon. It looked like a cheap.
Oh,
It
damn.
looked like a cell phone with numbers. But
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
yeah, but
So,
Simon was a
hold on.
circle. Okay, I'm confused.
Okay,
Okay,
this is what it looked like.
yeah, that's it.
I remember seeing them, but like I said, I had a Simon. I didn't have a Merlin. I think my cousin might have had a Merlin.
I had a Merlin, and I would lay under my bed at night and play it. Well, secret. I'm sure my parents knew, but
Oh, you had
in
a
my
mini,
mind, I was doing
wait,
it
no, you
secretly.
had the mini tabletop Pac-Man. I seen those at Target. They're like this
I had
big.
Galaga.
Oh, dude, Galaga was fucking dope in the real
Yeah.
arcade game. And remember, before Galaga, remember Asteroids?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Asteroids was some fucking 2D shit from hell.
Okay, was Asteroids the same as Space Invaders?
No.
No, Space Invaders, you were moving back and forth.
Right.
Asteroids, you had to aim your ship.
You could go everywhere, but
you
that was
could
just
aim your
asteroids floating
ship
around,
wherever
yeah.
the asteroids were coming at you, and you had to blow up
Yeah.
the asteroids.
Who remembers playing Pac-Man at Pizza Hut?
Me,
Remember the
We
that was
played
the
Pac-Man
it at
thing,
the
table?
man.
donut shop, but you know we
our
played
Pizza
at
Hut had the Pac-Man.
Yeah.
we played at Pizza Hut.
Does
Dig
anybody
Dug.
okay, D that's in our
Remember Dig Dug.
Discord. He needs to answer this question if he's listening. If he's not, I'll ask him another time. But do Pizza Hut still have the red plastic glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not here.
Mm-hmm.
Not here.
That's
Because I had a
crazy.
friend that went into Pizza Hut the other day, and she said,
Oh
"Didn't they have
man,
red plastic glasses when we went to Pizza?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's
I
like, "They
bet
don't
you
have
are
them
kick
anymore.
ass in Galaga. How are you in
They
Centipede?
use paper ones now. I guess so they don't have to wash
No,
the
fuck
red
that.
Right.
ones.
Fuck that. I still want the plastic. I go to a round table because our Pizza Hut closed. I go to round table and they still serve your drinks in a plastic cup.
Well,
Where you go and you just keep filling up the fountain drink.
and did anybody else have the reading goal when you were in elementary school to get your your coupon for your free personal pan pizza?
No, we got free personal pan pizzas for attendance in high school so that we
Oh,
wouldn't keep ditching and go
I
and
see.
steal beer. Yeah, because there's a Pizza Hut right outside the high school. And my first year in high school, my freshman year at Arroyo, every class could leave campus for lunch.
Really?
Right. So at freshmen, we would just walk over and get a personal pan pizza.
Really?
What we didn't realize was you don't walk in and order one and get back in time. The
Right.
Yeah.
seniors knew what to do when we call in, right? And so like we had
Why
to
they were
learn
seniors.
we had to learn the hard way. But there was that right there.
Right.
And
Stacy.
they gave us a Pizza Hut free personal pan pizza if you didn't miss an entire class for like the first half of the year and then again for the second half of the year.
Okay, so Stacy was talking about when she was little, all the stuff we had in the 80s. And
You see mine too. No
one,
shit.
one of the things was
Yep.
the first computer. Yeah,
The
sorry,
Tandy.
Hers
Yeah.
Tandy
Tandy
TSR 80.
TSR-80.
Yep.
Okay,
Look,
I don't remember that, but when I was in high school,
it was Radio Shack. Oh my god.
this is how mean my kids are to me.
This.
When I was in high school, you could take a class on computers, and at the end of the class, you got a certificate from Radio Shack that said you've completed, whatever course sponsored by Radio Shack. Not this, yeah, it was this last time we moved in here into this house. I found my certificate. And I was so proud. I was showing the boys, look at my Radio Shack
The
certificate.
way I got into
Hold on. And the boys were like, Radio Shack?
What is that?
What's a Radio Shack?
Right.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Right.
Your boys are
Fuck
dorks.
that shit.
Your
I
boys
miss
are
Fuck
Radio
you.
Shack, man.
Right.
I
Look,
miss Radio Shack.
But they've gone under, I guess. I didn't
Yep.
realize that.
you needed some shrink wrap for a soldering job, go to Radio Shack. You needed a phone jack, you needed a phone cord, you needed a fucking capacitor, you needed a replacement speaker for the door in your car. It didn't matter what it was. If it was electronic, you needed a soldering iron. It didn't matter. Wire strip, all that, everything electronic, they had it right
I miss
there.
Radio Shack so bad, man. And at Christmas
thought they were
time, they
still
would always
around.
have the remote control cars,
I
all the best
know.
remote
I
control cars and
know.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. How did they go under?
Always. And when ours closed, and then right after it closed, the Kmart closed. And those were two of the older businesses in town that closed back to back. And I was really depressed about Radio Shack because I'm like, God damn it. Sometimes I don't want to buy an entire pack at Lowe's of shrink wrap. I want to buy one tube.
Right.
Right.
Well, I will say one thing Hunter said to me when I was telling him, fuck you. This was the thing back in the 80s. You wanted your Radio Shack certification.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hunter goes,
so
no, wait, hold on. Hunter says, not something I'd put on your resume anytime soon.
So, Stacy, you mentioned that Tandy TSR-80. That was the very first computer I had. My uncle sent my grandma the money to buy me that computer from Radio Shack, and they were $600. And it was a keyboard and a computer module. And then they didn't have disk drives. There was no floppy. There was no 5 1/4, no 3 1/2. There was nothing. It connected to a cassette deck, and you recorded it on tapes. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and my uncle would send me from my uncle would send me from Texas A&M. He would send me like a packet with like 40 pages of code written, and I would type it all out and save it. And then when I would run it, I'd tell him what it did. And it was like I was programming computers without knowing I was programming computers. And some of it was ridiculous. It's like, okay, it took 30 minutes and it drew a stick figure of a Lamborghini. Okay.
Right.
But this was early computing. And yeah, very.
Okay, so have your kids ever asked you about something and you're like, how do you not know what that is? Here was my moment. Really?
Yeah, they had no idea who Madonna was.
I tell him she was the first Lady Gaga. Anyway, my kids asked me one day, what's long distance?
Oh, shit. They didn't know that we had long distance carriers. You want to hear something funny?
When we were little, you couldn't talk. I mean, the cheaper rate was after 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your parents would wait till 7:01 to dial relatives that lived outside your calling area.
When I was younger, my neighbor next door told me about this long distance phone company, right? And it was called Working Assets, and they used the same exact rates that AT&T did in our area, which was at the time was called Pacific Bell, right?
Yeah, Ma Bell. Yeah.
But yeah, there was Ma Bell, there was
which is now AT&T.
Right, and it's all become AT&T. And they use the same rates as them, but they were a local company in California. And what they did is if you would agree to round your bill up to the next dollar for every month when you signed up. So if it's 98 cents, it goes up $2. If it's 2 cents, it goes up 98 cents.
Right.
What they did was they sent you a letter, and they actually told you what the fuck was going on with your government officials. Like, imagine this. This is back in early 90s, right? And I get a letter from my long distance phone company.
My government officials back then.
No,
right.
Okay, you ready? Early 90s, I get a letter from my government from my phone company telling me that the federal government was approving a contract for a company to do some work for them, right? And the contract was worth $5 million. And
so why'd they need your money?
No, listen, no, the federal government was trying to approve a contract for $5 million. And the committee that was going to approve the money was a 3-person committee. Okay. And as this 3-person committee, they had a responsibility to notify the other committee members within 48 hours of a meeting. Right. And one of the committee members was Dianne Feinstein from California. And
Well, we know how that turned out.
on a 3-day weekend, she notified the other 2 via email on Friday at like midnight that she was going to have a meeting 48 hours later, midnight Monday night. They weren't there. She made the decision which company got the money. Her husband was a partial owner of the company, got the money. If you think this is as much bullshit as we do, you can call her office, and here's her direct number, and we will pay for your call if you call between the hours of 9 and 5 Monday through Friday. My phone company was letting me call and fuck up politicians for fucking us over. And it was the coolest shit ever. Like, I never knew about phone companies at all until my neighbor told me that like there was this alternative, and I picked them. We don't have that shit anymore. Nowadays, how many people actually have a home phone?
Not very many people have a landline anymore. Before we go down this rabbit hole, though,
Yeah, it did.
can we maybe just tonight end a little early, because Daniel looks like he's falling asleep, and I know you both.
Oh
I know
no,
you
I'm just
both
sitting back.
had.
I'm not even close to being sleepy.
Are you
I
sure?
mean, we can
Because I
end it.
know
Doesn't
you
matter.
both haven't slept the last couple of
No, I
nights.
was just when I sit up like this, especially
Yeah.
because right now, since Jocelyn's not here and my feet are freezing, I'm sitting on my feet and the blood flow was starting to do weird things to my legs. So I sat
Oh,
back to take
okay.
pressure off my ankles.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go take a piss and then I'm gonna take a shot and then I'm gonna take a hit.
Oh, Stacy, I did.
Oh, so is this bathroom break time?
Yeah,
Okay, 'cause
Stacy,
I can go for
Stacy.
one.
Yeah, you can too. Stacy, I did too. I worked for a Nextel, but I was on, in Hollywood at the time, working out of their office, and I would call East Coast. Yeah, and after the Nextel thing, they offered me the AT&T winbacks, and I was like, wait, these are all the people that left AT&T, and you want me to tell them to come back? Fuck that. But for all of you here, love y'all. They're both going and pissing away. Called West Coast a ton. Yeah. Yeah. So I would go to work at 6 a.m. And call East Coast, because the opening time you could call anybody was 9 a.m. And then I would do that.
And then
And
I was actually fixing to thank Dee for something, but she's gone. Okay.
yeah, she'll be right back. But yeah, yeah, Stacy, I did that. And the funniest thing ever was, you know how it is when you work for telemarketing, they give you a script, right? And you're supposed to stick to the script. And they actually listen in on the bigger companies. So if you don't stick to the script, they'll hear you. So I was the number one marketer for Nextel in that office. And I got this one, the screen pops up and it says who to call, right? And this one said the guy's name was Richard, okay? And no, his name was Robert, and it said Robert something, and it said the Federal Aviation Administration. And there was a bunch of notes on the bottom of it that said take off the list. Can't get past gatekeeper. And I was drunk out of my mind at work. I didn't give a fuck. It was 9 a.m. And I called, and the chick answered the phone, and I said, put Bob on the phone right now, god damn it. And she put me through. And it was like, hey, This is Kenny from Nextel. Heard you wanted to order some phones. Yep. Damn it. They bought fucking 4,000 of them. Oh, God.
Oh. Yeah, gummit, man.
Damn, Red, you called them back collect because you wouldn't take it on their phone card. I'd do the same shit. Fuck that. Dude, when I got done, what was funny was when I got that deal for the Federal Aviation Administration, right after I got the call, and I said, "Did you guys get the information I sent you?" And he said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You guys filled out the card that said you wanted more information about Nextel. No contracts, no 30-day contract. Like it's day by day. Take us today, don't like us tomorrow, get rid of us." But back then they were doing cell phones rounded by the minute, and we were rounded by 6 seconds. And the guy said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, I sent you to pack it out, but the guy in Washington D.C. is going to come out to you." He bought 4,000 of them fucking phones.
Damn. I was just envying Dee's blanket because for the past 2 days, and I don't know why, it's part of, I mean, like I'm sitting here right now and my feet are freezing. And I don't know why. I'm not a cold natured person.
Oh, Stacy.
For about 2 days now, my feet have been freezing. That's why I was sitting on my ankles earlier, which is why I was leaning back.
Stacy, no, I didn't get Employee of the Month. What happened was, right after I made that phone call and sent the message through to the rep to go over there, quality control came down the hallway and fired me on the spot for going off the script, right? And the next day, that company calls me back. And they're like, "You got to come in." I'm like, "Fuck you, you fired me." And they're like, "You got to come in." I go, "Fuck you, you fired me." And like, "You need to come in. The people from Nextel are here." I'm like, "Fuck you, you fired me."
Yeah.
Right. So I took the bus all the way from North Hollywood into Hollywood, and I went over there, and the people from Nextel were like, "We want to thank you. We've been trying for 6 months to get in." And they handed me a $5,000 commission check. And I told them, "That's cool. I'm going to need this money because these fuckers fired me for that phone call." And Nextel was like, "What?" And they're like, "No, we didn't. No. And then afterwards, they told me they were going to send me the AT&T winbacks, the people that left AT&T long distance trying to get them back. I said, "Fuck you, I quit."
Daniel, you were saying my blanket.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. Oh, it's Kenny's chair squeaking. Somebody send Kenny some WD-40.
I got it.
Anyway, this, as part of my multiple sclerosis, it's called weighted blanket therapy. Or it's a weighted blanket and you put it on your legs and it's supposed to help. So that's what my blanket is. It's a weighted therapy blanket.
My son has
But it
one
might
of those.
still work for you if you're cold.
I got my skull blanket, which has become a permanent part of this chair. But I have a big music note blanket in there too, if I really wanted to cover up with something. But the thing is, like I said, I'm not cold natured. It's like the past 2 days, I've actually been wondering, am I having some kind of blood flow problem or something? Because my feet have just been freezing for the past 2 days.
Daniel, I'm going to tell you that's the same thing. It probably is, we're getting old because my wife gets pissed off.
Lord.
Like, I'll have my shoes and socks on the whole time, take them off, get into bed, and you know how it is, roll over and put my feet up against her calf, and she's like, "Oh my God, they're so cold." What the fuck are you talking about? I just took them out of my socks.
Jocelyn's ice cold glacial feet are heat-seeking missiles from my fucking thighs and back. Oh my
Dude,
God.
she has colder feet than you.
She is cold-natured. I am not.
She puts her feet in your thighs.
Look, where do you?
Oh, it's not one-sided. Every once in a while, if I slip into bed and I know my feet are cold, yeah, I might goose her.
I will.
Okay, Kenny,
I
want to look at this statement of her. Why would she put her feet in your thighs? I understand calves, but your thighs.
Why not?
That's a little high up.
No, because they curl in a fetal position.
Well, wait a minute. Cool. Why is my thighs up in the air? Well, they're going to be high up. What do you think we've been doing?
No, but you're kind of tall.
Well, she scrunches up like this, so.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's just where her feet are.
Okay.
At the time. And 9 times out of 10, it's actually just purposeful because she knows it's going to make me jump and yip and cuss. And then, and very similar when I do it to her. I'll wait till when I hear her breathing even out. And I know she's just fixing to drift off in a la la land. And
Okay, this
kick
might
my
be a
feet
little
to it.
inappropriate, but hey, that's what we do here.
Uh-huh.
When my ex-husband and I were married, I would get up and go take a shower in the morning, to get ready for work. I would get out and I would dry myself off sparingly, so I was still a little
Wet.
wet,
Little
wet,
moist.
wet, and I would come
Daniel, I'll
into the
send you that
I would
link.
come back into the bedroom and I'd be like, "Okay, cold booby dance," and I would lift the covers up and I'd get back in the bed and I'd rub up against him and I'd still be kind of wet. And he'd get so mad. He'd be like, "You bitch, get out of bed. You're still wet." I know.
Hang
But
on. Watch this shit.
if I have to get up and you don't,
Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Fred.
Here you go. Ready? All right. Copying the link. Okay.
Q.
Keyword. Keyword moist. There's the LED sign right there.
It made him think about it when I
Or
said that. He said moist.
That's the neon sign.
Damn it, I shouldn't have said anything because he would have never remembered.
I'm gonna remember the
being
moist
drunk and
neon
old.
sign. If you haven't had enough of these loud drunk assholes, join us in the Discord because we're gonna be there and we will be moist.
And Red just said moist.
We will be moist.
And for
Red,
those of you who are not in our Discord group,
you should join.
really quick, yeah, number one, you should join. And number two, I made the mistake. I want to say when I first started coming into the
You
Discord.
mean you haven't
I
stopped?
know. Yeah, all right.
I
I knew you were going to pick up on that. I knew you were going to pick up on that.
Often.
Anyway,
She's a
I
pig.
made the mistake of saying that I hate the word moist. I hate that word.
Tell us what you
And
hate in
that's all I've heard.
Discord so we can annoy the shit out
Yeah.
of you with it.
Yeah, don't make the mistake that I made.
I figure it this way: the more secrets I have, the less annoying shit you can do to me. Right? I just don't tell you the things that bug the shit out of me because you all will do it.
Also, earlier today we were talking about Daniel. Would you come on the lives on
Jesse's moist
Wednesday
now.
night and Saturday
Jesse,
night?
have you tried anti-monkey butt? It works.
If it is your first time joining said lives with Daniel and Jocelyn on Wednesday night and Saturday night, please take note. When they say take a shot, you don't have to take a shot.
Moisturizing.
You can take a sip. It can be of an
moist-
alcoholic beverage. It can be of
JP.
coffee. It can be of tea. It doesn't matter. This
JP is
not what-
offering moist
Kenny,
love.
Wait. This was not offered to me on the first night.
Oh, I told you after you told
No,
me how hammered
this
you got.
information, yes, this was not information that was privy to me. And I'm telling you, I believe it was a Saturday night.
Damn.
And Sunday, I was like, do not talk to me. Do not come into my bedroom. Do not text me. No.
It's kind of a
unit.
It's kind of a rite of passage.
Whatever.
We always tell everybody after the
Paris.
fact.
It was Paris I was talking to about it with it because she said it was at her and I had morning coffee this morning.
How many of us want
She
you
was
in the
saying
right
the same
passage
thing.
tonight?
She goes, "Yes, Daniel did not make that information privy to me either." And I was like, "Were you fucked up?" And she's like, "Oh, for
Madam
days."
said we have to take
Yeah.
a drink. Madam said we have to take a drink. That's all I could read. Here we go.
Okay, this is the last shot for me tonight. I'm just putting that out there.
See, I'm paying attention. I just can't read that part with the capital letters.
Yeah, I know, because the heart's in the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo. I almost filled that too much. No such thing.
No such thing.
She likes it when I fill her up.
We got 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. You're on.
Did y'all take y'all's already?
I already drank it.
We did.
Well, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
thought you guys already-
Wait. I need clarification. Both at once or once at a time?
What?
Wait, what?
He
Kenny,
said
you're cut off, Kenny.
he
Kenny,
said
you're cut off.
he said fuck y'all. Are we talking both at once or one at a time?
Hey, man, Daniel is an equal opportunity pleaser, man. I got enough for everybody. I brought enough to share with the class.
Yes, Red said taking a drink means a sip.
I
So if you are
didn't
new
see that part.
to the live stream,
Look,
or
he D,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's been there since you showed up, and it's by happenstance, not because of you. But there's a guy named
probably is.
Chad. It's where the whole Chads come from. We take Chads, not shots.
Yep.
Chads up. Well, and we call him
Yeah.
Fox Body Chad. Two
Yeah.
Wheels even sent us the nice hats that say Chads up. But Chad made that very same mistake.
Probably
And
because you
we
did not inform
tried-
him either.
Well, the thing was, in the
No.
beginning, we tried to explain the rules every time before we played.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're
You got
partaking
a
of.
single, a
And
double.
anyway, he
and a
didn't get the
triple.
memo either. And I can't remember what
Yeah.
number he picked, but we were wearing that motherfucker out that
Yeah.
night. And he finished a whole fifth of something. He was like, I need to go get more, you know.
I
And,
know.
and then the next
I
day
know.
he's like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you assumed, brother. You
Oh
assumed.
my God. I was so hurting because well, I just know the night I came in because you guys asked me to pick a number for darts.
Yep.
Somebody who's not real familiar with darts, I picked 33. And you were like, no. D, it has to be between 1 and is it 12?
20.
Uh-huh.
12. And I was like,
20.
oh, it's 20? Oh yeah, it is 20. Yeah, because it's 17.
There's 20 plus the bull.
So everybody else was picking 10-2, whatever that means.
That's
And so
distance, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I picked because people were picking it. I'm like, okay, I might win a car. I'll pick 10-2. No.
You're gonna win a drunk.
Yeah.
No,
And
see,
here's something else. If you are new on Wednesday night or Saturday night,
17's a good number.
Daniel, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Daniel and Jocelyn are in cahoots because Daniel will ask Jocelyn, who's got what? And she proudly reads it off to him. So-and-so's got this number. So-and-so's got that number. It depends the mood that Daniel's in that night, who he wants to see drunk. Because that is who he's going to pick. Oh, okay.
If it's
Mitch-
alcohol or
Mitch
Mountain
picked-
Dew, doesn't matter to us.
Whatever
See, I
number
can
it is,
say
Mitch
that.
always picks. He's always got a number he picks.
Sadly for Mitch, it's 17. And the very
Okay.
first night we ever did the darts, I don't think we could throw nothing but 17s. Our very first dart game, we put Mitchell to bed.
Daniel might know this, but Red does for sure. I sat there and watched him play darts and listen to numbers picked, and I'm like, shit, I drink enough as it is, and I smoke enough as it is. I don't need them to make me do it 5 times more. So I
Right?
went with the number they couldn't get. 1.
But
Right? I'm like,
Okay,
how
I
many
did
times
that
have they
too.
hit 1? But
Exactly.
if 3 people tell him 1, fucking A, Daniel's
Yeah.
going to 1.
well,
And-
again, it depends on who it is because I did. Okay, so that was the first live that I was in. Then the next night, I was like, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch. I'm going to
Red-
watch.
Red
Nobody
tells not
picked
to.
1. So I picked 1. And Jocelyn said, Dee's picked 1. 1. Double 1. Triple 1. Fuck you. Fuck you. At that point, I knew it was because you wanted to get me drunk.
Okay. There's this game
Yeah.
that if you play darts, this is why you can do that. There's a game called Around the World.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
you have to hit 3 points on every single number around the board, including a double and
a triple.
single. Yeah, and the bullseye you got to get 2 singles and a double. And
Double in, double out.
Yep, and
That's what she said.
you learn how to throw. Like I've thought about it. My kid, I have Danny. You play steel tip, right?
Yeah.
I have
Tip.
a competition, AccuDart 2-inch feather board,
Yeah. Nice board.
And I have the steel tip weight. I have the steel tip dart sport. If I can find the fucking bags it has them in it. But you learn how to play that game. And I thought about putting it in here, and I brought the tape measure out, and everywhere I stood, I'm like, fuck, I can't get the full distance from here, so I can't play it in here. It's still in my kid's room.
Man, that dartboard, my wife and I used to, like, right before we moved down here, we were so desperate. Things had gotten crazy. And look, as a musician, when me and Jocelyn first met, the first 2 years of our relationship was the rock star of party life. And some real life kicked us, and we were down, and we didn't have nothing, and we couldn't go and do nothing. And and we joined this, and of course I've been a billiards player, pool player for a long time too, but we just happened to stumble because we didn't have shit else to do into this little dart league. And we got pretty good for a minute. Well, that dartboard that's hanging back there, when we first moved in here, and we've been here, I don't know, 12 years. I mean, we lived over there for a few minutes, and then we moved over here. Point being, I bought that dartboard, and we never even took it out of the box till we started this channel. So it had been a decade since we had thrown darts. And I was like, hey, man, we'll throw darts for drinks or something. That'll be fun. I didn't know it was going to take off like it did. But yeah, a good rule of thumb, if you're new to if you're ever new to our channel, don't pick 10, 2, or 17, because that's 2 professional alcoholics, and I'm throwing them heavy and going to fuck them up.
Yep.
And if Jocelyn's up, do not pick. Well, you can't pick bullseye because that's for everybody. Never mind. What I was going to say.
And see,
you want to go for
you want to
used
to
for
have
something,
a number.
You want to
and
go
now
for
she only drinks
safe.
On bullseye. She cheats.
You want to go for something safe? Go for like 5 or 13.
M-Dog's on 5.
Yeah, how often are we fucking him up? He's not here that often. So
I don't think I've ever seen a 5.
I hit like 8 5s in a row the other night, Kenny, just for M-Dog. So
was he there?
It doesn't matter what number it is. If I'm gunning for you, I got you.
Exactly.
Thank God I didn't get my number out. I gauge my.
I also throw knives. I used to throw knives and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a pointy object person. So
oh God, hey, look, damn it, we went a minute past.
Yes, I was just getting ready to say we're over 2 hours.
See you over there.
Wrap it up.
See you over there.
Before we go off of here, though,
YouTube,
plug your channels, please.
I'm just proud you say before we get off.
I'm that dude right there that says
go off.
Back to School
Reactions is Kenny's YouTube channel.
Yep.
Soulmates is Daniel and Jocelyn's channel. Please go visit them. Show them some love if you're not already.
And if you don't go over to our channels,
go check her out also.
And if you don't go to the channels, we're hunting you down.
Well, don't say that.
No, I can. Why not?
I want you to go to whatever Dee's latest reaction is, and I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can do this in a comment, but I want you to pull your dick out and shake it at her.
I didn't say I was crying in it. I didn't say I was crying in it, so you can't call that on me.